Okay, SAS Fox and round 3, Papakura versus Mount Albert, coming off last week's game. How'd the boys go this week at training?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a case of, for us, I think this year, learning to turn the page quick. Some of the things that we've been caught out with last year was maybe sitting around and enjoying a win a little longer than it needed to be. So we don't want to be guilty of that. So we trained hard this week.
In regards to last week's game against Point Chef, there was a lot of talk at half-time around keeping shape. Was that built on in regards to what you're going to take in today's game up against Mount Albert?
Well, I put a lot of value in shape, and shape suggests to me that if we can maintain that our focus is in the game, that we're dealing with the pressures that are coming at us, and we're not throwing it out and just sort of become cattle behind the ruck. So it was a positive outcome last week. It's needed again this week. We're going to be tested. There's no doubt about that. And we'll just see how they manage to hold their shape.
Where do you think the big test is going to come for you?
Difficult. Look, they've got some quality footballers as we saw last week as well. It's probably again more for us, not so much about worrying about too much about what tests are going to be thrown at us from their side. I think if we can keep our cool, keep our focus, and throw questions at them, keep them busy worrying about us, I think they can go a long way to sort of winning the arm wrestle.
Home game, Willie Swan, head coach Mount Albert. After yet last week's game, was that get out of jail, mate? But close for comfort for the coach?
Yeah, very close. Yeah, we just let them in with our errors and penalties and that. But we addressed it this week. But hopefully, we've used up our get out of jail card, and hopefully we won't need it again.
In regards to taking on Papakura this weekend, what sort of focus have you given the boys in regards to addressing this game?
Oh, just being confident with our structures and processes and that, and we've had a pretty hard test of the season, so it's a good gauge for us to see where we're at, and hopefully if we can complete with our percentage of ball, we should be all right.
Well, mate, I think you've started pretty strong for the season. New group, new coach, sitting, I guess, tone and tenor. Yeah. Are you happy with the way things are going? Yeah,
absolutely. And like I say, being a new coach and new players here, it's all about gelling and all that, but I think we're heading in the right direction.
Awesome, mate. Well, listen, good luck for today's game.
Cool. Thanks.
And we'll catch up with you during the season.
Cool.
My son's playing for Mount Albert. How's that?
Awesome. And how did you go today? How'd you rate him? Because you're going to go home and talk to Trophy husband and give him a rating because he want to know.
Obviously, he got pulled.
Okay.
Bit lazy. But it's okay.
All right.
Well, he came back on and he redeemed himself. He made a few tackles. Dropped a ball. That's concern. So.
And lo and behold it, the DNA split. Here's the other cell. And you're down here waiting for your Trophy husband to turn up. And what do you think of the game?
Trophy husband. I thought the game was good.
Yep. And is there any other?
I think it's good that my nephew finally saw the light and come to the blue and yellow.
He was always here.
Yeah, I know, but you tried to take him somewhere else.
I didn't try and take him somewhere else. That was his choice.
And that's all we have time for. Mount Albert playing Papakura, and it's for the Konica Minolta Rope Rooster. Can you tell us a wee bit about that, Mr. Gordon Gibbons?
Yeah, well, great to be here. We always knew this was going to be a great game of footy tour, and it's proved to be the case. And I'd have to say that the early parts of the game, 10-0 down, Papakura, everything looked like it was going Mount Albert's way, but this Papakura side got talent right across the park. They've come right back into it. Very surprised they didn't take the 1 point to extend their 6-point lead, and of course that's proved to be crucial to them because Mount Albert scored right on half-time, score 16-0. Great game of footy, and of course playing for this beautiful trophy. 1915, I think it was first played, the Konica Minolta Rope Rooster. A lot of prestige, of course it's held by Mount Albert at the moment, put up every home game. So it looks like it's going to go right down to the wire as they always do.
In regards to the coaches that are here today, what do you think their message will be to the boys now at half-time break?
Well, two very experienced coaches. Willie Swan from Mount Albert, he's going to be asking for ball retention. A lot of silly drop ball in Mount Albert first half. With Richie Blackmore, pretty well much the same thing really, ball retention, but their ad-lib football is absolutely outstanding, and I'd certainly not tell them to stop doing that, because that's what's keeping them in this game. Mount Albert a wee bit more structured, but Papakura, look at the young fellas in there. I think they're going to take this one, but it'll be close.
Mate, I want to thank you very much for your time. I know you're also down here as part of your responsibility for the ARL board, and you're picking the Lone Star Player of the Day today.
I am. I'm doing that. Lone Star, of course, wonderful restaurant. Eat there quite regularly. Trouble is I can never ever finish my meal.
Who are you sort of liking at the moment at the halfway break?
I'm actually looking at the number 13 for Papakura. I think all over the park he's playing some great footy. But in saying that, also with Mount Albert, like the halfback, Trent, whatever his last name is. But I tell you what, the way it's going at the moment, any one of these guys could take the Lone Star Player of the Day.
That's it, 1 minute.
First of all, guys, I make no apologies for saying that the standard of football within the Auckland Rugby League is outstanding, and today just so proved me right. What an outstanding game of rugby league, and yes, there was a few unforced errors from both sides, but I tell you what, some of those tries would not go amiss in the NRL. So before I present the Konica Minolta Rope Rooster to the winning captain, I'd like to announce the Lone Star Player of the Day. And I tell you what, we could have been a Player of the Day right across the park, and I'm talking about from the Lions as well. But without a doubt, the Player of the Day, work rate absolutely phenomenal. A great link between the forwards and the backs. He was everywhere, and that goes to James Bell. So it's my great pleasure to ask the captain of Papakura SAS to come forward and accept the Konica Minolta Rope Rooster.